Hello, my video brothers. You guys look so good.
How you doing?
Good. Where'd you get some snazzy shirts?
Hey, somebody made them for us, believe it or not.
Who was that guy?
Who is that guy? Well, welcome to week 12.
Absolutely. Welcome to week 12. We are Reality Football, keeping the show running. Of course, we've decided we're going to run this train from the useful tools of the social media world via Zoom or Skype throughout the rest of the season. So people get used to this format. We're going to make the best of it, but good to see you guys again. How was your holiday?
Good. We were talking a little bit off camera. Had a small get together. My daughter's home from college and spending a week with us. So we all went to my sister's, had a small gathering, COVID safe, of course, but nice and relaxing, easy day.
Yes, and I noticed she didn't call me.
Right.
How was your Fish?
It was nice. It was different this year, thanks to my mom's brother, my uncle. They had hosted Thanksgiving in Worcester, Ohio, for the past 20 plus years, whatever.
Yeah.
And my uncle retired this past year, and they built a house in South Carolina, excuse me. So they just moved down there, so it was different, not going to see that side of the family, but just my mom, Allie, and I made a nice little dinner here. It was really nice. As I told Skinner, this was my grandmother's house, so there hadn't been a Thanksgiving meal prepared in this house.
Wow.
For 20 plus years, so it was actually very nice, and
that's cool.
Brought back some nice memories and all that stuff. So, and actually, the meal turned out great. How about you?
That's good. We had a great time. Tremendous food. Of course, ours was different too. Due to the obvious. Normally, we all gather. Well, for years it's been at my mom's, but was moved to my sister's the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. And the family comes from all over. It's usually like 30 of us. A really, really big deal. And of course, that couldn't be the case this year. Everybody stayed home. So it was just the immediate family there. But we had a blast. Seems like every year there's a newborn. Somebody has a baby. So, the baby to dote on. And that was the case this year as well. But we had a great time. Thanks.
Good.
So we're still missing our bud. So we want to say tribute to our dear friend and co-host, John Cooper. Yep. Coach Coop, still working on some personal items. Still part of the show for those of you who are wondering. And we wish him the best and we miss him. So, week 12. Yeah.
Started out with a bang on Thursday, didn't it?
I call that a bang. You sure you want to use the word bang?
Well, funny thing is, with our picks of the week, I actually picked both teams to win, and they won this week, so it worked out pretty well. I know Fish picked the exact opposite on his video. He took Detroit and Dallas, and we all know how that went. So,
yeah, I tell you, Skinner. They call it the least and the worst division in football, but in my opinion, it's becoming the most entertaining division in football. It's almost humorous because you can't really get a grasp on who is the worst or the best, and you can't even use that word with any of the teams. However, I surmised a few weeks ago that Washington was going to be the surprise winner of this division. Everybody thought Dallas was making a comeback because of the game prior, and then of course they show up on Thursday and lay a big fat dud.
I allowed every damn time with those guys. I got a little bit excited when they looked decent against the Vikings, and I'm like, okay, Zeke got over 100 yards rushing, and Dallas is like a crazy, like 20-something and 2 or some crazy record when he rushes for over 100 yards, Zeke. I'm like, okay, clearly maybe they'll do something here, and no.
Well, you did exactly you did do exactly what you said you wouldn't do the rest of the season. Is
I sure
pick
did. I
Dallas
said I
to
was not going
win.
to pick it. Well, I
Yeah.
said unless I saw something different from them, I said I would pick them, and I did see something a little different from them against Minnesota. But
Okay.
Okay. Well,
man,
a
anyway,
couple good. If you want to take anything good from that game, it was good to see Alex Smith go out there and get a win.
yep,
For football's sake,
Yeah.
and that was nice for him. Now, you don't want to overdo it because it was the short week and it was Thursday. But 41 points, come on, fellas. To Washington.
I tell you what, Washington's defense, they look
Oh, they're
good.
good.
You know, they have a good rush. Their defense had that late a late pick six that definitely sealed the game. But that tight end they had, he was running everywhere, and they had Gibson, a rookie. He had 3 touchdowns. I noticed that he's the first rookie on Thanksgiving to have 3 touchdowns since like 1948 or something crazy. But Washington looked pretty. Well, at this moment, I mean, New York won today, but we'll get to that. But with Green being hurt, Washington right now for me is the pick to win that division.
Well, like I said, entertaining. I said, Giants. You said Washington. How you feel about it, Skinner?
Well, I would be remiss not to mention Mr. Buckeye here over the last 3 years.
Absolutely.
With Chase Young was just a menace
I was
on
going to say
Thursday.
that.
Yeah.
Holy crap. He was everywhere on the field. It was great to see him. That's kind of his coming out party for the NFL, I think.
Yeah.
He's had a good rookie season, but he hasn't had a dynamite one. I think this past week kind of put him into that elite status, rookie status.
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing, so I'm glad you brought that up. So we mentioned the 41 points. Funny as it seems, Texans and Lions. Texans put up 41 points as well.
Yeah.
You saw that coming.
Yeah, well, the Texans are seemingly playing much better since the firing of their head coach / general manager, Bill O'Brien. They have an outstanding quarterback in Deshaun Watson, who is now seen there letting him go, letting him play. This is a team that can easily be back on top with a couple of moves here and there in the offseason. What do you think about these guys?
I can't disagree with you. I think Watson is one of those top 10 quarterbacks in the league. And I could see with a little bit of help around him, because you don't want to see him using his legs all the time.
Exactly.
It's nice to have those, because you can put Lamar Jackson into that same mold, Patrick Mahomes, even Kyler Murray, because all those have this. They're the same type of quarterback, but you don't want to see them out there getting pounded trying to make something into or nothing into something. With that being said, though, you put some weapons around him, which he's got a good wide receiver core, even without D Hop.
Right, they're decent.
They're good. They need that one elite, whether it's a wide receiver or a tight end, to rectify that. And if that defense gets healthy, boy, I tell you what, I could see them back next year, no problem.
Absolutely. What'd you think of that game, Fish?
Yeah, I don't know. Another poor showing by Detroit on Thanksgiving. I mean, these guys.
Well,
that's becoming the norm.
They've lost 4 of their last 5 games by over 10 points. Yeah, the coach got fired too, right?
Yeah,
at the end of the game?
I was just about to say. Let me segue into another section that led to Matt Patricia's firing. So that's my next question: what is up with these? What's the Patriots coach?
Belichick.
What is up with these Belichick disciples?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not doing as well as lately, are they? No. I think Detroit called Lindy and Fonte or something like that. Wasn't that the guy's name? Guy from the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, you see the guys that fall from the Holmgren tree, or the what's the 49ers old coach?
Walsh.
The Walsh tree.
Bill Walsh or Parcells.
And, they're all the Parcells tree, and they do tremendous. I don't know what's going on with these guys that come from the Belichick spawn. They're just like, this doesn't cut it, man. I mean, I don't think just get crappy teams or what it is, but
you know what that says, though? That just says how good Belichick is, not only with his players, but with his staff.
That's a really great point.
You know, he's the guy you love to hate because he's so good.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, his staff is only as good as their head coach in this case.
Yeah,
So-
and not to mention, Skinner, he has to continually restaff because the staff is always getting picked for head coaching jobs.
Right.
So I mean, when he lost Romeo Crennel and what's his name, who went on to Notre Dame, I thought, oh my gosh, it's over with because he won 3 Super Bowls with those guys. Then here came, the list goes on and on and on. But he's constantly getting these superstar defensive and offensive coordinators who do a tremendous job. Bill O'Brien had replaced, can't think of his name. He went on to Notre Dame, big guy. But and now Bill O'Brien, he went to the Texas. He did win the division a lot, but of course that all fell apart. But they just don't seem to live up to the hype. Now, Matthew Stafford has made a tremendous amount of money and thrown for a tremendous amount of yards. Is his career over with?
I don't know if it's over with. Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I don't know. It's over with, but I don't know. I would like to see him in a different environment before he retires. Maybe he gets a shot somewhere, and that's got to be coming soon, right? I think Detroit must be looking back and saying, "Listen, we got this. He's one of our best assets on this team. Let's try to get something for him.
Paying big money, right?
Yeah, and let him at least go on and mentor somebody coming up or something
man.
like that. Yeah, give him a shot somewhere, man. That's too bad. Detroit, they haven't won since like 91 or 92 a playoff game or something.
I can't remember, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like maybe Cleveland had only the worst drought since Detroit or something nutty.
Yeah.
No, maybe worse. Detroit. I don't know. But let's get him out of there. Give him a shot somewhere else. I don't know.
But to put it in perspective, when I was in the military was the last time there was a playoff game. So think about that. I think it was 92 or 93 because one of my good friends was from Detroit. So he was a big Detroit Lions fan. So of course we heard it from him all season long when they played. So they probably 92 or 93, I think.
They beat Dallas. They beat Dallas the year before Dallas went on to win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I agree with what Fish was saying. It feels like it's coming. But Detroit's going to say, well, look, time to start over. No use paying this guy. We got to start the whole team over. Get you maybe a good quarterback out of the draft on a rookie salary. Let him go somewhere. You feel like if a perennial team picks him up with his arm, he could go somewhere and be a winner, late in his career right now. We've seen it happen a lot. We're seeing it right now with Brady and different ones like that. But I hate to see this guy just waste away in Detroit. Now, he has cost him a lot of games, too.
Yeah.
I want to see him in another uniform.
Yeah, I do, too. I totally agree. So, anyway, that was Thanksgiving. Entertaining. Now, let's talk about the Thanksgiving game that never was.
Huh.
Yeah, man, it's like more COVID for Baltimore, right? That was a deal. It wasn't a Pittsburgh thing, right? Baltimore had too many guys.
Yeah, lots of guys. Lots of guys.
Well, then they pushed it to today, right? Then they pushed it out from today out to Tuesday. I don't get that though. It's like are guys going to be well in 2 more days? I don't understand the logic of taking it.
I don't either. But I think what they're trying to do is retest. And see if they can get at least. See, it's all about money. Okay, nobody wants to see Pittsburgh play Baltimore without Lamar Jackson. He's the money maker. So basically, what they're hoping is he clears.
And that's what I was going to suggest is the false positives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How is that different than like today, where you have Denver, who had all their quarterbacks, on COVID, and then they have to play though with a wide receiver from their practice squad. Why do they have to play, and why does not Baltimore have to play? I don't get all that. Is there a number? It doesn't seem it doesn't smell like it's consistent to me.
But you didn't hear me a minute ago. It's about the money. Who you want to watch, Ravens or Denver?
Well, but that's
about
not right. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Yeah, welcome to Earth. Will you
But
be
from
staying
my
long?
Yeah.
well, guys, from my
Yeah.
understanding is it's a percentage of players out due to the COVID why the games get canceled or postponed.
Okay.
I think
All right.
with Denver, it was just those 3 players and that was it.
That
The
makes
rest of
sense
the
then.
team was there. But with Baltimore, they have their quarterback, yes, who everybody wants to watch, and that's where the dollar signs are. But they had several other players besides Lamar Jackson that are COVID positive as well.
All right. Fair enough.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's the difference.
but Pittsburgh, man, I tell you, I'm not a huge Steeler fan per se, but yeah, I give them credit in this is now the second game, right, where they've had to have it pushed out. They were ready to play mentally and physically
Correct.
ready to play Thursday night. Then they're told Sunday, and now they're told Tuesday. I mean, that does a lot. So if they can come out of if Pittsburgh can win that game, I mean, I already have them ranked pretty high personally, but that says a lot about them and their character and Mike Tomlin as coach of the year to me. If they keep winning these games, they're moving all around.
Yeah.
So.
But with the same token, though, you wouldn't be surprised if they actually lose the game for the same reasons. For the same reasons.
Screwed around. Right. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Skinner? Here's the thing. What Fish is saying, I totally get about the mental makeup you've got to have to stay focused now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And to adjust. Mm-hmm. And now I get what you're saying. You can also get caught unfocused because of this,
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going into a game. Well, there'll be no Lamar Jackson. There'll be no Ingram, no Willie Snead. You're talking about like Pro Bowl caliber players here. Pittsburgh's hearing this, right? You got to get yourself up for that. You can't go in saying, "Oh no, Lamar Jackson, we can kind of take the day off." And then a guy like RG3, who's chomping at the bit to show what he can do, come in and light you up for 5 touchdowns.
Right,
like that. So
yeah.
If they pull this off and pull it off like they ought to, it shows a lot about their mental makeup. So
it does. Let's just hope it's not a trap game for the Steeler Nation out there.
Absolutely. Well, since we're talking about the Steelers, before we get to that, we really missed a really, 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 really good point going back to last week. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Titans lost a heartbreaker to the Colts.
Correct.
And I believe they were on a 2-game losing streak, if I'm not correct. And of course, as of late, they have been on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And when they played the Ravens, Mike Vrabel had the team go out and stand on the Ravens logo and warm up. And of course, Harbaugh saw this, and being an Harbaugh, he just lost it, man.
He lost his marbles, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought him and Vrabel were going to come to blows. And I just love this coaching move by Mike Vrabel. He has one of the toughest football teams in the NFL, in my opinion. They were losing their toughness. Hey, that's how you do a bully. You smack him in the mouth. He pushed this team out and said, "Go fight," basically, and locked the door. And it was great. It kind of turned them around. They look just as awesome and scary today as they did weeks ago. Bad part about the whole situation with Harbaugh, not one team, not one player was behind him or with him during this whole thing. Has the Ravens lost their toughness?
One would have to agree with you. I don't know that we've seen it in the last 4 or 5 games.
They don't look like the same team. They're not talking like the same team. And they're certainly not playing like the same team. And you got to wonder, what will this COVID thing do to them this week? Especially if they lose this game. They're dropping behind Cleveland.
Yeah.
When was their last signature win this season? I'm racking my brain trying to remember. And I don't know what it is.
Well, I'll tell you. So while we're looking that up, how about those Cleveland Browns, huh?
They tried to lose to that 1-9 team, didn't they?
In Cleveland fashion, they tried their best.
Well, that guy for Jacksonville was it his first or second start? I mean, he looked pretty good. That quarterback, Glennon or whatever.
Yeah, Glennon. He actually looks pretty good today.
And
Yeah.
and they have a rookie running back. They've got Jacksonville, Robinson. Is he a rookie too? Robinson.
I think so, but I think Glennon. I disagree. He blew a lot of games.
Yeah. Well, they had
a lot of throws. He blew a lot of big throws in the game today, in my opinion. But
Well, he blew more throws than Baker did, and that's why they lost.
yeah,
Because Baker couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he was 5 yards in front of it today. I mean, he was just terrible.
hey Skinner. 4 weeks ago, the Ravens beat the Colts. That was their last signature win.
Is that a signature win after what
yeah,
Colts did
yeah.
today?
It was in Indianapolis. Colts are a good team. You know, they just played a tougher team today. I mean, listen, as far as their wins are concerned, it's signature because you got Cleveland, Texans, Washington, Bengals, Eagles, and then the Colts. So that's about as signature as it gets for them.
Yeah, so Colts and Browns are their 2 signature wins out of the 6 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it for Baltimore right now. I mean, you look at the game even tonight, the Tampa Bay and Kansas City. Those 2 teams today, that's Baltimore's not playing at the level of either one of those 2 teams in that game today.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's saying something because Tampa Bay ain't really playing that great. So.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're in the AFC North. If the playoffs started today, I don't think anybody would like to face the Cleveland Browns right now.
Yeah, I tell you, Nick Chubb again today. I mean, the run game for Cleveland looks, we talked about that last week too. I mean, as weak as the rest of the, but the run game looks pretty strong right now. So yeah, I wouldn't want to play Cleveland right now with the running attack they've got.
Now, I've seen one player change the team, but I can't remember the last time I've seen a running back change the team as much as this guy has changed his Cleveland team. Mayfield is good when he's not asked to be the winner.
Yeah.
When he can just sit back and pick and choose. When you got a guy averaging 6.6 yards a carry, boy, that's a luxury any quarterback would love to have.
Yeah, and he's keeping his mouth shut too. Go ahead, Mike.
I say he's got 2 luxuries. Today, Chubb went 19 for 144, and Kareem Hunt went 10 for 62. 7.6 and 6.2 yards per carry for those 2 gentlemen.
Yeah, It's going to be funny, but Kareem Hunt is like a really cool accessory. Like, you don't want to buy it by yourself, but with something else, it works good. Like Kareem Hunt isn't as great by himself, but with Nick Chubb, he's great to have on the team as well.
I was talking with my son Mike Jr. and my dad through texting during the game today, and I even said I can't say this enough how much I enjoy watching Nick Chubb run the football.
Me too.
And then we got to talking about, Kareem Hunt's having a pretty decent year too. And then we were like, what's the difference between the 2? Well, Kareem Hunt has a vision, and he's a scrappy running back. When you've got Nick Chubb, that's just a powerhouse who can find a hole the size of his ankle and bust through it, and then he's gone for 15, 20, 25 yards.
Yeah. Well, another thing, too, that you didn't bring up, I was watching Inside the NFL on Showtime, and the question came up, who's the best back in the NFL right now? And I was shocked that most of them said Dalvin Cook, which Dalvin Cook. I love Dalvin Cook, but there's 2 guys I'll put ahead of him right now. That's Kareem Hunt and Derrick Henry. And I mean, Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry.
Nick Chubb and probably Derrick Henry's the big one right now.
We're talking about Skinner.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook can run all over you. He's awesome to watch. Great vision. So is Kareem Hunt. But, man, Chubb and Henry brutalize players.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb's stiff arm is a lethal weapon, and Henry is the kind of runner. I love watching him play in the 4th quarter when guys are pretending to try to tackle him, and nobody wants no part of him.
No.
Because you're beat up.
Because he's getting stronger in the 4th quarter, and they're beat down.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you saying, Fish?
No, I was going to say, trying to stop Chubb right now would be like trying to stop you from getting a plate of meatloaf at Skinner's house.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Right.
I don't know. It would be harder to stop.
Hey, I wouldn't recommend either one of them. If you know what's good for you, I tell you, get out the way. That's my advice. Get out the way. Okay, guys. Well, we're in the AFC North. Let's stay here for a minute. Of course, this is reality football. We try to talk about the story within the game. Interesting tidpoint with the Kansas City Tampa Bay game. It was the reunion of two of the Killer Bees, Bell
and Brown.
and Brown.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Who do you think got the better deal?
Well, we talked about this before, and we all agreed that Le'Veon Bell had on paper, a better deal. But if you saw Antonio Brown today, he had glimpses of his old self today. Made a couple spectacular catches, but I think based on what we've seen so far and what we talked about previously when the trades went down, I still think Le'Veon Bell's got the better deal at this point.
Yeah, you get to play with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
good God.
But now hold on here, Fish. Obviously, that is at first glance, that's the obvious reason. And don't slight my boy. Brown does get to play with 6-time Super Bowl winner, Hall of Famer too. Now let's not forget about that. Patrick Mahomes is great, but he ain't got 6 of those yet. So
No.
I look at it like this: who's disposable right now? And you look at the situation in Tampa Bay. Brown has been hired as a luxury. He's disposable, and he's also on what you would call a unspoken probation. He knows that. He's still got a legal issue pending, and the chances of him being there next year, when they have Evans and some other people, are really, really doubtful. On the other hand, Bell, I think if he can show himself useful, he'll get a couple more years being in Kansas City. But they got that rookie running back who was dynamic, and should he be helpful taking him all the way, I can't see them paying the money to keep Bell around either. So I think both of those guys are going to be one and dones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
Will Brown move out of Brady's house easily, or they have to is he going to squat in there for a while?
That's got to be an uncomfortable thing. When does that end? When does that stop? When did you say leave?
Is he still there? I wonder if he's still there.
You need to go. I mean, come on, Brady. The man can't get a place to live.
Yeah.
I could see the kids throwing frisbees at him as he's walking out the door, trying, come on, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah. He's throwing his gummies back at the kids.
Oh man, you went there with the gummies, didn't you?
Yep.
You're a millionaire. Get your own place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, fellas.
Okay, Brady, I get the whole team leader thing. But let's back her up a notch.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh my gosh, that's funny stuff. Yeah, that'd be a great video seeing Brady's kids throwing gummies at him. Tell them to leave.
Yeah, I could just see that happening.
Okay.
I think that's a good note to take our first break. What do you think?
I think you're right.
We'll take a gummy break.
We'll take a gummy bear break, and we'll be back with you folks in just a few minutes.
Oh, good.